All right, day 22 of day trading. 20 wins, 1 loss. The loss wasn't that bad. I was actually up pretty good today. Right now, with about 25 minutes left in the market, I think I'm going to take my second day of losses. We'll see. I'm going to show you kind of how the day transpired in these series of videos. You'll see I was up, I was down, I was flat, I was down, and I'll go over a couple of different charts, some of the stuff I was playing. You could kind of see where my mind was as far as like why I was playing these. And the main thing we got to do is just try to keep improving every day. We got to journal it. I actually kind of like making these trading vlogs so I could help keep myself accountable and you guys can learn some of the stuff, that I'm doing good and also from some of the mistakes I'm making. And at the end of the day, the goal is for all of us to be better traders. All right, we're up 617.50 right now. We're down about 369 on the trade desk. If that comes back up, I'll be over a grand for the day. It's 10:13 a.m. by the way, about 45 minutes into the market. That thing keeps dropping. I figured we'd eventually get a bounce after the bad earnings. It's like day 4 or 5 after the earnings. But I more than made up for it on Palantir, 615 on that, 453 or 435 on HIMS. I'm down on app, about 317 so far, but up $90 on the S&P. So the big winners right now were HIMS and also NVIDIA, which was 153. So a lot of really good stuff still going on. A lot of trading to do still, but not looking bad for 45 minutes into the day.
A few moments later.
All right, just so you can see how the day plays out, down 167.50. So I was up like $600, right? So I'm still looking for. I got back in HIMS, looking for another bounce down 358 currently. TTD never made the move yet. That I'm almost down 600 on. And then APP, I'm actually down pretty good on 747. So with those losses, I'm only down 166.50 right now, and I'm going to manage these and keep on trading. So we'll see where the day ends, man. I'm just keeping you guys updated throughout the day. You kind of see the process. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Try to keep the emotions in check. Stay in the game, and let's see what happens.
A few minutes later.
All right, so yeah, we were negative. Okay, so now we back up to close to our 600 again at 11 o'clock. It's about a half hour since that other video. My HIMS is just about to close that I was down on. In fact, you know what? TTD's starting to finally come back as well. Let's see. That shit hit, that shit hit. All right, we're not looking bad though. 6:45 at 11 a.m.
A few moments later.
Come on. I'm trying to get him at 53. Hang on. Okay, I had a couple of calls hit. That took profit, but the stock should. See, look at that. 513.67, 504.50 for 491. Shit, it's pulling back a little bit. And then I got that APP as well. So, we'll see what happens.
A few minutes later.
All right, so now it is 11:40 a.m. and the count's looking really good. 863.50. The HIMS plays worked out. I got another short on Palantir, which actually worked out really well. Celsius, I made a little bit of money, and yeah, my APP's not looking good, and my TTD's still in the toilet, but we stay in the game, we keep trading, we find other plays, we manage those trades, and that's why the account's highest it's been so far today at 861.50.
A few moments later.
All right, so now it's 12:17. I'm only up $117 from my high. TTD hit new lows of the day. So is APP. We had an initial bounce on yesterday's low around 427, had a 10-point jump. And now we're at 424. We'll probably slice under 420. I did add a contract. I do feel it'll get back up to mid 430s, if not 445 or 450. I just don't think it's going to have a continuation move and bleed all day, but we'll see, man. So I'm betting on these contracts. Only up $120 on the day. I should be able to get up over 1,000. We'll see how it plays out. All right, here goes that APP chart. You'll see yesterday you did have that low at 427. Had about a 20-point bounce. What was that low at? 220. So now today we had that low, we had a bounce, so that's a good play there. Now we broke two new lows. Now it's hard to say what's going to do around 420. The low could be in right now. Sometimes they'll stop a few points shy. Sometimes they'll hit it and even slice a few points below. So right now, and again, if you look at the, that was like a previous high before. If you look at the daily charts, longer term time, I feel like we will bounce off of here. This level, even if it gets down to 417 or 420, get a couple more contracts. Now, if we take out this 435, this level, I mean, this thing could end up green today, but it'll probably get stuck in this region. So these call contracts I got that expire next week, I'm banking on, a move back up. And that'll pretty much make or break my day. Pretty much that. And if we pull up TTD, this one does tend to bounce later in the day. You'll see, the last couple of days, like even if you go back here, this was a few days ago, you had a bounce into the close. This one, not. This one had some strength. This one bled all day. Yesterday actually had a nice bounce. This is just on a downtrend. Obviously, a lot of people would just say, well, just keep shorting it. Any strength is short, and that's not a bad play, but we're going to have a really nice update pretty soon because if you look at the daily chart, I mean, like, look at this back from last August, big updates after that big decline. Now, this stock tends to do that. Look at this, though. We have the gap down from earnings, drop. Usually day 3, and we see right here, we actually, if you know candlesticks, we have a nice one right here that signifies the low should be in place. However, that did not happen. Then we have another one, like a hammer, for example. That did not happen, so another down day. Eventually, this thing's going to rise quite a bit. Well over at least back to 80. So that's why I kind of keep buying the weakness intraday because I know we're going to have that big turnaround. Could happen today. It definitely probably happen at some point next week, unless it just gaps up. But that's kind of like the thought process behind why I'm trying to play this long, even though it's obviously in a downtrend. And had you just shorted it every day, well, actually, depending on when you shorted it during the day, because you did see those bounces intraday. Playing long or short, depending on the time, and you could make money either way. I'm trying to catch the bounce, so it's just the way I'm thinking right now. And we'll pull up one more chart, Palantir. The daily chart, man, that's pretty wild. You figure there's going to be big resistance around the 110, probably support around 100, but it could easily close this gap back down to about the mid 80s. 90 is going to be a good level, but if you're looking to buy for a swing trade, really, if it closes that gap, that is going to be a great entry. Pull up the 5-minute chart. Basically, all the strength I was fading. So, shorted in the morning. We got the bounce shorted here. So Palantir, I think it made about $1,000 on today, but none of that matters if I end up losing more than that on APP, which I'm down more than 1,000 on right now. So overall, the count's pretty flat right now at 1226. APP is starting to turn. I mean, it's a really weak so far, but it is off that low. We got to get back to above here, though. This is going to be some resistance, though. So we'll probably play around, get rejected initially, but we will see how this one closes. Anything could happen on Friday, man.
A few moments later.
All right, it's 356. Pretty much closed out all the positions. Took a big hit on the trade desk. Took a big hit on app. Made really nice on HIMS. Made really nice on Palantir. Could have made more, of course, but it is what it is, man. We're going to close this day out with about $800 in losses. So similar to the losses I took 2 days ago. More than made up for it yesterday, though, with the wins. That was a good day. So in general, there are roughly 22 trading days a month. This is day 22 for me. 23 in March. I think there's 19 or 20 in February. February is a shorter month. But anyway, this weekend I'll put out a video. I'll basically chronicle what I did over the month. I'm actually up pretty damn good. and then the lessons I learned. But we're going to go in fresh on Monday with a clear head. I'm holding a couple call options, no stock because I don't want it to affect my day trade buying power. Plus, if you're day trading, you shouldn't be holding anything. I don't mind a couple of these call options, though, especially on something like the trade desk, which I think there is going to be a nice bounce. And I'm going to hold a couple on APP as well. And both of those stocks are going to be heavily in my radar for trading next week anyway. So hold on to these call options. It's kind of going to remind me, and then I'll manage them, see what kind of bounce we could potentially get on these, if any. All right, final tally down $740 for the day. So that's $740 today, and then up about 22, 23 yesterday. So over the last 3 days, up $700. So was that about $230 a day on average? The trading days are much better, but if you just count the last 3 days, it was a grind to make $233 on average a day. So yeah, you could make that pretty much in any like normal job. Like what's minimum wage now? Like $20 an hour at Walmart if you're in California. So making a little bit more than that, obviously. But the days of averaging between 500 and 1,000, that's pretty nice. That's something that you can't do in a lot of jobs. But it's all about consistency, man. So I just gotta remain consistent, build it up, really refine my stuff. My stubbornness killed my day today. This is something. The thing that traders got to work on the most is themselves. I know that I'm stubborn. I know that it hurts me, but the losses are still in comfortable at least. I mean, today could have easily been a $2,000 plus day instead of a negative $700 something day. But I will keep improving and reminding myself, and journaling things. I got goals I need to do in 100 days. I got my trading journal, and I'll put out, like I had mentioned, a very, very in-depth video this weekend about what I learned my first month of day trading full-time. Oh, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm putting out these trading vlogs pretty much every day that I'm trading, just going over my process.